guys, I'm Anne-Marie and I'm with Mindjoy, and Mindjoy is all about everyday, simple mental health insights. Today I want to talk to you about a concept called projection. Do you know the saying, seeing is believing? Well, according to projection, it would actually be believing is seeing. So what is projection? Projection is a concept from psychology that actually was developed by Carl Jung, the guru and the forefather of psychodynamic theory. And he said that our unconscious minds need to protect themselves. And sometimes one way we do that is we unconsciously project our feelings and emotions that are uncomfortable to us onto other people. So for example, have you ever had someone in your life who really rubs you the wrong way, ruffles your feathers, and you don't know why? That could be an example of projection. The why is projection. Projection causes us to project things we don't like about ourselves onto someone else, and it's done unconsciously. For example, someone who struggles with anger management issues may project that onto someone else. Have you ever been in an argument with someone and they said that it was all your fault and that you struggle with anger management issues and you're like, where is this coming from? That person might have projected their own anger management issues onto you. Or someone who is very insecure may project those insecurities onto someone else and assume people don't like them. Have you ever had someone come into your life where you are sure they despise you and you have no idea why? It might be an example of projection. Projection can cause a lot of difficulty in relationships because it makes us upset for reasons that we don't really understand. Let's say you're at work and you are a type A personality, a hard worker, you always show up early and you go home late, and you have a colleague who is the exact opposite. Let me guess, that person probably makes you a bit frustrated once in a while, right? The reason why that person makes you frustrated, even though they're not actually doing anything to you, is because of projection. So if you are the type A, you practically burn yourself out to work hard all the time. You see someone who's relaxing and doesn't seem to care, there is part of you deep down inside that says, I kind of wish I was that way. And you are projecting that on that person. You're projecting your values of work ethic as well as your unmet need of rest. And that person then ruffles your feathers and makes you upset because of all this unconscious feelings and guilt and entrapment that you feel, you have now put on that person. The way that you can improve relationships and mental health is to take those unconscious emotions and feelings and make them conscious. So for example, think of the person in your life who bothers you the most. We all have somebody who just when they are around you, you get really irritated and stuff from your personality shows up that's not normally there. So think of that person. Think of a recent conversation you had with them and ask yourself, what was it that was bothering you? Let's say it's somebody who never stops talking. That's a common one. They're one of those people that you can't get a word in edgewise, they never take a breath when they're speaking, and that person bothers you. So ask yourself, is there anything about their behavior that I see in myself that maybe I'm afraid to acknowledge? This is not always the case, but it often is. So just ask yourself, am I afraid that I talk too much? Am I afraid that people think that about me? By bringing that unconscious thought to the consciousness, you can then address it. And maybe next time you see that person, they won't irritate you in the same way. Or let's say it's an argument with your significant other. Let's say your partner is really tired, and so are you, but they complain about it. And that complaining rubs you the wrong way. Ask yourself, what is it about their complaining that makes me upset? Is it because I don't allow myself to vent and complain? That I don't think I deserve rest? Think about that. Are you projecting your own values and your own insecurities onto your partner? And is that causing disagreements between you when really they've done nothing wrong by complaining and venting? Do you go into conversations with difficult people in your life expecting it to go unwell? If you're expecting it to go unwell, you are probably projecting anxiety, stress, a fear of them dismissing you, a fear of them not taking you seriously, and they are going to feel all of that, and then you might actually evoke that from them. Because what we expect, we experience. We have a lot of personal power, and we actually give people power when our unconscious thoughts are negative. So we can give people power by expecting the worst case scenario, essentially. And anxiety, depression, insecurities do that. It makes us expect the worst. So if we go into these conversations expecting the worst, we will probably get negative reactions. Whereas if we can bring those thoughts in our own self-reflection to the consciousness, deal with them, and choose to have another thought. So let's say I'm going to have a conversation with a difficult person. Maybe I'm going to expect it's going to go well. Maybe I'm going to project confidence. I bet you that conversation will go 100% better. Carl Jung said, "Until we make the unconscious conscious, it will run our lives and we will call it fate." So I want to tell you today, you have more personal power in your life than maybe you've been giving yourself credit. So take back that power, reflect on what your unconscious thoughts might be, choose to have different thoughts, and then go into your relationships expecting better outcomes. Projection is a very complex topic that can really be simplified if we just understand that it's about taking uncomfortable things from ourselves, putting it on others, that creates a vicious cycle. So bring those thoughts to the forefront, choose to have better thoughts, and go into relationships, go into conversations confidently and expecting good outcomes, because what we expect, we experience. Thanks, guys. I hope this is helpful. I hope that you can learn from your relationships, learn things about yourself and ways to improve your own self-esteem and self-worth, and that you can have enjoyable relationships. All right, thanks, everyone. I wish you peace, happiness, and a life full of joy and good relationships. Bye, guys.